Yeah. Oh, they don't even hear a word I say when I rap. I'll burn a flag, we're gonna make America great again. Heck, it's that David and Goliath, I'ma slay my own dragons. Dragging out my words like drag racing a jag. Put the free and Freemason, I'm relaying the facts. 808s add to a 4-4 clap, that's basic math. My past a winding road, but I can find my home. Like Dorothy and some slippers standing on a tippy toes. You pushing yellow bricks, we in a fellowship of souls, where anyone could die like a Game of Thrones episode. Yo, you never know until it's too late. Me, I flip a coin with heads on either side of it like I'm Two-Face. Living up out of a suitcase, my closet seems scary at now. Too many skeletons in it, it's like a burial ground. Y'all need a Ouija board whenever we record. Y'all get the heebie-jeebies, say that boy's a heathen and he needs the Lord. But I know God up on a first name basis. Still don't got no entourage to show me Vinny Chase love. It's still me, Major, connected to the universe. For the afterlife, I'm only here collecting souvenirs. So who's the weirdest boy you see? Me, you probably right. Pretentious, what I say, yo mama not gon' like. Namaste, wearing moccasins. Assalamu alaikum, reading Alan Watts, singing like Shaka Khan with my chakra bright. A starving artist giving food for thought to feed your appetite. It's yin and yang, so what I'm saying is only half is right.
Sweet like, YMT4C box sellers at 42,768.
I've been beaten, bruised and sore. I'm still trying to hold my light up, hold my light, hold my light up, hold my light, hold my light up, hold my light, hold my light up, hold my light. God, I've been told a lot.
Absorption YMT4.
I'm not sure if I can make my mind up. I've been beaten, bruised and sore. I'm still trying to hold my light up, hold my light, hold my light up, hold my light, hold my light up, hold my light, hold my light up, hold my light up.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream here. If this sound is working, yeah, looks like it is working. Nice. Let me go ahead and just take that off. I'm in a different spot if you can't tell by what the background looks like. I am running away from a hurricane that is headed towards where I live. Hopefully, there is a house to go back to when I get home. But for now, I'll be running this live, going over my morning session, taking a look at Dow that is just on a tear to the upside, and testing ahead of being on fast markets on TopStep TV tomorrow, and then Power Hour on TopStep TV on Friday. Should be fun, man. 9:30 a.m. Get to jump in there with those guys in the morning. That'll be a really fun one to be on. But pretty frustrating morning for me this morning. Red, man, back and forth in these XFAs. Had a nice green day yesterday. I didn't get to do it live, but broke it down a little bit in a short clip. Kind of what I was looking at, what I was using. Breaking this one down for you guys here. Got long. This was first trade. Here's the 9:30 open. This is Dow on the 5-minute chart. I've got a, just so you know what we're talking about here, TopstepX combine loaded up. This one is about $1,200, $1,250 away from passing. But trading in 50K XFAs, I ran 2 into the red today. But as promised, man, I'll keep it real with you and review when I have ugly losing days. And this was one of them, man. My only long was up here. And as you can see, short in the rest of the market, really not going to play too nicely. But this one was a quick long at the open, back up to VWAP. I liked the rejection that we started to get right from here. Took it very aggressively. Again, jumping right in, right around NYSE open. It's volatile. It can easily go against you, but was able to manage risk pretty tightly. And had a take profit really right about VWAP. It missed it by just a couple points. So stopped at break even on that one. Took this thing short. Went in heavy with it. Sized up to 2 on YM. Ran a wide stop loss. Was really looking for a quick push back down to VWAP. And you could see by the note what happened. And just by the structure, got crushed on that one. Hopped over to the second. I'm trading 2 XFAs that are getting pretty close to be able to take payouts. Second one, this was looking beautiful. Short back down towards VWAP. Again, why the short bias on this? I'm looking at us bouncing back and forth in between this range. I liked it short after we got really just kind of sweeping right above this high. I liked it short from this zone as well. Just on the wrong side of the market, man. You know, again, It happens. But took this thing short to VWAP, and as you can see here, I have a picture of this one. I'll post it in Discord of the trade running like 450 bucks in profit. One YM contract take profit right at VWAP. We just didn't tap it today. If you go back and you take a look at Dow, you backtest on Dow, you will see that it loves to tap the VWAP line, loves to crack above it, find support, find resistance. So, I hold my trades to the take profit, to the area that it makes sense. I don't close everything out, right before. But today, could have clipped this one right here for about 2 or 3 points. This one, I think, was about 4 points away. But on Dow, 1 point is 1 tick. So, very close. Held on to this one, man. Looking back at it, I would have liked to just cut it. This is an indication, maybe we're going to find some support right here. I was looking at a continuation down, cracking into that VWAP. I was actually considering holding it even longer if we had come all the way back down past it. But you can see how that one played out. Held this one for a loss. So red into XFAs today. Part of the game, right, guys? As I talked about in Discord, on social media, I'm getting more aggressive in the XFAs that I have. I'm going to be at risk of blowing them on the way to starting to make some progress, and then move into the 150K XFAs that I will look to trade more aggressively. So that's my day today. Red, man. Wrong side of the market. I think if you were on the right side of this, you were on the right side of NASDAQ and ES. Let's take a look at those. Yeah, just an absolutely beautiful clean trend to the upside. And NQ, not bad either. Let's just zoom out so we got this. That's Bookmap. Bookmap yelling at me. Okay, I'll turn that off if it gets too annoying. But that's my audible alerts on Bookmap, my favorite order flow software. Make sure we are straight on this. Yeah, man. Push to the upside. That was the move today. Again, I was looking at this thing short from zones on Dow. It's the more aggressive way that I like to trade. But when you're wrong on a trend day and you're trying it multiple times, gonna take a beating, man. So that was me. Liked my trades. Again, a little bit frustrating that I had some stuff come so close to take profit. Again, once I hop off, I'll throw a pick in there so you can see how close this got before it turned on me here. And then even this one down here. Either one of these being early into trading the XFA would have been a nice, clean $200 plus green day. But we ended red in both, so part of it, man. So, talking about this session, I'm hopping on early here. I don't really want to trade after the 2 p.m. red folder news. If you guys aren't aware, we have FOMC meeting minutes at 2 p.m. Eastern. That is a high impact news event. I'm not looking to be trading into it. I don't really want to trade power hour right after it. I think it can be a little bit dicey. So I'm hopping on early. Again, we had a lot of movement all the way through this time frame right now. So 12:18, 12:19 p.m. Eastern. We will see. I'm hard pressed to take this thing short again. I really wouldn't like to do that. If anything, I'm looking long, maybe all the way up towards here if we're going to absolutely run. Would like to see some kind of a pullback and then continuation to the upside. That is my thought process here. Don't want to try to fade this trend anymore. It bit me this morning, and I wouldn't like to get bit again if I don't have to, man. So I'd be looking for something like this. Simple market structure, price action, break and retest. Looking at Bookmap, which is what you heard earlier, making some sounds. This is an order flow software. We have depth of market, current order book here, price levels, quantity of orders on the book. This is real live liquidity in the market right here. Everything to the left is historical. What I look for, we didn't have really any of today, man. Nothing really on Bookmap was helping us out. We had some liquidity start to pop up here above price, about 1130, but no big, huge level sticking out to me, right? I'll talk about the tools as I use them. If there's something that's just not really helping me or hurting me at all, I'll let you know about it. And Bookmap today, just not a lot of liquidity coming on the book, above or below price that was going to help me out. So that is that one, man. The second, let's see. The second tool that I like to use that I want to talk to you guys about is, all right, I'm going to make that quiet. Actually, I'll talk about that real quick. So I've got these audible alerts on Bookmap. It's actually kind of interesting. When it's really low volume like this and it readjusts to just kind of yapping all the time, it just gets to be like repetitive and doesn't help you out. But essentially, if you configure add-ons on the Global Plus package, sweeps and absorption. The dumb way that I'm aware of how this is going to help me out is it is essentially calling out if a large amount of volume is traded in a short amount of time relative to everything else that's trading at that specific time. Again, I have this on automatic mode, and it will adjust based on whatever's trading that day. You know, the volume and the frequency that's trading that day. So kind of like maybe tick strike, a little bit of like that old school thought of being in the pit. You get a lot of movement on the chart, it yells at you. You can use TradingView alerts. You can set them for price levels. You can set them for different indicators. This is really going to tell you if there's a large amount of volume being traded in a short amount of time. Maybe you want to pay attention to the chart. You're near a breakout level. You're starting to hit a level and have a lot of volume traded just for whatever reason. It could be a number of different things. Kind of like a, hey, pay attention to the chart. So I like that. But for right now, I'm going to turn it off because I don't want it to be distracting and overlapping me talking the whole time, man. So, second one, again, here's kind of what I'm looking at on YM. I'm not going to jump in long up here. YM is way too back and forth, although today, structure has just been super duper clean, tight trend to the upside. No real good way to structure risk. That's it. This was the play, long off of VWAP. Again, had a target down here because I didn't really want to be short past it. If we were going to pull back up, I would have looked for a little bit more of a crack down below. But as we broke back up, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking as soon as this one hits, I'm looking to flip long if this thing holds and continues to the upside. But on this, not a really clean way to structure risk. Pulling back down and then continuing looks pretty good. But it was pretty slow moving if you were trading in the morning, man. It was pretty quiet, like low volume is the way that it felt. But yeah, on Dow, maybe we're just going to sweep all the way above these highs. Just this area here that I have marked off with this nice little discretionary area of interest. And we're going to pull all the way back down. If we're going to run to the high, sorry for making you guys dizzy, this is what I'm looking at here. So we will see. We'll see what we get. That's what I'm looking at on Dow. Actually, you know what? I'll leave that one on there. Something along those lines. Maybe we get a pullback down, some structure to the upside. Give me a way to structure risk. Be pretty far up to take a long, but again, I got burned on shorts, and I don't mind. I don't mind looking long. Stay flexible. You don't have to marry your bias. You take a couple losses, and the market's going to show you it's moving up. Try not to fight it. I fought it enough today. So let's take a look on Edgeful, man. This tool has been really, really cool. Really cool. Let me just show you a little bit about it, and then I'll talk about the one feature that is that has been really, really interesting to play. The new thing they just rolled out. Full disclaimer: partner with Edgeful, partner with Bookmap. Links in the description of this video. Links all over the place. Hop in Discord. You can try this completely for free for a week. You get indicators with it. You get all the reports. So here's an interesting one. And I actually tweeted it yesterday, used it in my trading, and then showed you guys how I used it in the clip, breaking down how the trade actually worked out. It is this what's in play. And essentially what this is, using live data, it's going to tell you coming into the market, like maybe you start checking this at like 9 a.m., right? You got a couple reports that you watch on Dow. You want to see if there's something setting up. It will let you know, like yesterday, there was a gap up and it showed what price it was gapped up and what the target would be to close the gap. Would give you a really, really clean idea and then takes you right to the report page so you can review that report. The gap up is the gap in closing price from prior day all the way to NYSE opening price. If there is a gap up, meaning the closing price is below the opening price of the second day, more often than not, over the last 6 months of data on through New York session, Dow fills that gap. You can break these reports down. You can increase or decrease the amount of data if you want to look at specific time. You can do it by size, which is really interesting. If you're going to look to trade something like this, if there's a really small gap, this is pretty obvious, more often than not, it's going to get filled, right? If it's really, really small. If it's huge, it's almost never getting filled. If the gap's up a massive chunk to the upside, there's not going to be a whole lot of data to support that over the last 6 months. Not often that it's getting filled. So something to pay attention to there. You could break it down by weekday. Hey, if there's gap ups and downs on Monday versus Friday, is there a different skew? That type of deal. But again, this what's in play tells you what's setting up right here, right now. You can pay attention to it. You can decide to use it in your trading. You cannot use it in your trading, whatever you'd like. 15-minute opening range breakout. And then it gives you kind of a what happened, over the last few days type of a deal. So again, interesting stuff. I really have enjoyed using Edgeful. I find it very helpful. Again, it's the way that I use it. It's not like an indicator, although they have indicators on the chart. It's not a specific tool that you're going to be watching over here on the side of your chart, 10 times. It's more of a strategy development and back testing and awareness. If I'm going to trade Power Hour, this is a nice report that I like. Oh, breakout. If I'm going to trade Power Hour on YM, here's a really strong one. We can even show it over the last year of data. Maybe that's enough data for you. Or even 2 years. Let's go really far out. Right? That's a significant sample size. Power Hour, last hour of NYSE session, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. How often is Dow going to put in a new high of day or a new low of day during that last hour of NYSE session? Not often, man. Not often at all. Interesting to know that. If you're targeting a new low of day, it's only happened 16.5% of the time over the last 2 years of data. There's more ways you could break these things down. Again, you can customize the reports themselves. Ton of information from Edgeful on this stuff. So again, a ton of different reports. If you're going to trade whatever instrument you want and you're going to backtest on it, you want to watch how it moves, see how it moves during certain times of the day. This can really simplify it for you. It does a whole bunch of work, for you. Again, trading view indicators for almost all of these reports, really, really interesting as well. I broke that down on the last live. So, but yeah, man, that what's in play thing is really sweet. That section on Edgeful. Again, links in the description if you guys want to check that out. Checking out Bookmap as well. Yeah, nothing crazy, man. I'd love to see some liquidity down here. Not a whole lot. Yesterday was beautiful with Bookmap. Absolutely beautiful, man. Clear levels popping up all over. Again, I showed you that hop in the Discord if you didn't see that. It's on my Instagram, on my Twitter as well. But you can see the really, really big stacks of orders popping up on the book above and below price. And you can see what happens when price gets there. We just don't have that today. Not a lot of liquidity popping up above or below price. Really not too much that's going to be super duper helpful for the way that I personally use Bookmap. So many different ways you can customize this stuff. So many different tools and add-ons you could use. Again, I was just showing you some of the stuff here. They have a whole marketplace for more stuff that you can use. Different setups, footprint charts, candlesticks instead of volume bubbles. So many different things. But the basic elementary way that I like to be able to use Bookmap and order flow is to pay attention to really large stacks of orders on the bid and the ask. Price seems to be attracted towards them. And when it gets there, depending on the trend, you can try to fade that area. You can use it as a target. You can use it as really a continuation type move. Again, just depends on market structure and price action, right? Not any one thing alone. But yeah, not too much on Bookmap, man. Really didn't help me out this morning. So I'm going to hang out with you guys, see if we get a little bit of a pullback. One of the things that I've been doing that I really am, I made a note today, right? Always journaling, always making notes. Always looking to find ways to critique myself and improve. One of the things I speak about and really have got myself away from doing is watching multiple markets at one time, like watching ES and NQ and YM, and then just focus on trading one of them. A lot of guys do this. They use the correlation. It works really well for them. You get guys that watch the Mag 7 if they're trading, NASDAQ. Great. That works well for you. More power to you. For me, it seems to hurt me more than it helps me. And today's an example of that. I've transitioned to Dow. Obviously, if you watch my stuff, you know that I was trading ES for quite a long time. More experience on Dow than anything else, trading it as the CFD in the nightmarish CFD market for US traders. But coming over from it, I'm still paying attention to ES and even NQ, right? But mainly ES. I want to watch that one. It's something that I traded every day for quite a while. So I'm like having trouble just giving it up. So today I'm watching ES, even NQ on the side. They're really not ripping to the upside, right? That, if I really dug deep, probably created a more unhealthy bias for me today trading Dow, as it was absolutely ripping to the upside. It probably gave me false confidence to look for shorts as ES and NASDAQ are struggling to move higher, because in the back of your mind, you assume they're all correlated, they're going to move together, you're going to get some early move. Maybe that works for you. Maybe you back test that way and that works really well for you. For me, I typically find some days it works okay, but more often than not, I'm caught trading the wrong chart, right? I'm trading ES on Dow instead of just trading Dow. Like, what's right in front of me. So that's another note that I'll make for myself today. Again, I come on here, I talk about my trading, I talk about things that happen in the morning, talk about just general thoughts, because I think it can display the process of trying to improve your trading, where to look to maybe make some improvements, and just different things for different people, right? Like that's a big preference that a lot of guys work from. They will pay attention to multiple markets. They'll pay attention to the underlying assets in US indices. They'll pay attention to gold. They'll pay attention to, a whole bunch of other factors. And if that works for you and you can backtest with that and process that information, that's awesome. You see the tools that I'm talking about here. You see my simple chart. I like to take a really simple approach. If I'm throwing ES or NQ or anything else over on the side as a candlestick chart, and now I'm trying to process the correlation today between these and take trades on Dow in relation to those, it just doesn't play well for me. So again, that's not what I was doing. I'm watching ES on the side again because it's like been my baby and I don't want to give it up. But I shouldn't do that. I recognize today that probably helped me create an unhealthy bias and gave me more confidence to hold on to shorts that I probably could have cut, or just been less aggressive on, that type of a deal. So again, different stuff for different people, man. You will see. That's one that I will go out on a limb and say you will see different people do completely different things in that space. A lot of guys like to look at a lot of different markets, get a feel for what's going on. For me, I don't back test that way. I don't use it in my trading. I really shouldn't be paying attention to what somebody's talking about happening on, gold or whatever. I'll look at the stuff here with you guys. I'll talk about it because I know we got a variety of traders here. If I'm on TopStep TV, I'm going to be talking about different markets just because obviously, we're talking about different markets. But as far as trading goes, for me, when I'm zoomed in on the 5-minute chart right near the open, keep it simple. Focus on what's right in front of you. So another note for me today after a red day, a red morning. Again, watching, Bookmap's moving, but again, just not anything popping up like it's crazy. Like I'd love to see a big stack of orders sitting somewhere down here in the book. Maybe right around a high, really nice round number that we rejected off of right here that I was looking so aggressively to get short back down and was in profit and missed my profit target and held it all the way back into to drawdown. But we don't have that. I would just be working off of zones, discretionary levels. This would be the high that we're tapping into right now. Could throw a line. See if there's anything else really important that I want to pay attention to. Looking left. This would be the high coming off of, what is this, the 6th or the 7th? Yeah, October 6th. Early AM. leave that on, see how that reacts there. Scroll out, get my VWAP line set. Cool. So we will see, man. We'll see. Again, in a combine here. I've been trading combines, primarily in the afternoon. Looking to trade XFAs during the hot session in the morning. But as I get more comfortable on Power Hour, and again, I know I've been doing more of these on Power Hour and not today, I'll probably look to trade some XFAs. We'll just need to get some progress in with them. But let's see what this thing does from here. See what the boys are talking about in Discord. Don't know what this is. So I'm going to ask. Had some dudes kill it, man. Had some dudes absolutely kill it today. A couple guys trading together in XFAs. Up a few $100, catching longs on ES. Very, very nice. We are still not bullish today. Yeah, hard markets to read. Again, early on, this was interesting. Just the movement over here, kind of low volume. But let's see what boys are doing here. Again, you guys got questions and stuff, throw them in Discord. I'll be looking there to chat with you guys. Guys taking shorts overnight. You're wild for trading the afternoon sessions. Yeah, yesterday was actually interesting as well, man. Worked out pretty clean for me. But we'll see what we get the rest of the week. Looking at some, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. Try to moderate my Discord community. But nothing crazy over on this side, man. Yeah, nothing crazy out of bookmap, man. I'd need a pull back down, and then even if we do, I'd want a clean way to structure risk, right? Like, this is tough. You could be looking for stuff on the 1 minute. Right now, we're kind of just trickling back down. On the 5 minute here, I would really want to see some kind of structure form and then a continuation of the upside. Otherwise, how am I structuring risk, right? In the morning, I take these really aggressive trades. This one I had some structure to work off of. This one down here, I did not. This one up here, I did not. Really aggressive where you just are going to run a wide stop, look for a reaction at the zone, not really wait for confirmation. Ooh, don't want to do that. For this type of trade, if I'm going to look long, right? Where's my stop loss go? I'm thinking we're going to go long. We're going to run towards the end of the day. This is going to be a super big trend day. We've already accepted some higher prices up here. We've cracked past some nice levels. We are up above everything. Where does my stop loss go? Where's the invalidation point? Do I think this is possible? Like, just, is this, would this be acceptable? Bounce off of VWAP. Maybe VWAP's up here. Sure. You could wick down here real quick. You could pick up some steam to the downside, find some support right down here. Last high broken in an uptrend, find some support at VWAP. Maybe it's even up here, just like that. That's the tough part of looking for a long on this type of structure. Really big knife to the upside, right? The next low from where we're at right now is, 289 points away, ish. So again, I'd really need, even, it would be fine if it happened here. We started to push to the upside. I'd be looking long, but I need something to kind of bottom out here. At least give me some new area to invalidate a trade. I'm not going to go right below or above any one of these zones because they really weren't respected. This one was really clean. This one, really, really clean. But in the morning, not at all. Not at all respected here when I was looking short. And on the way back up, really no resistance found. Just continuation right above, even all the way through this level. So, yes, there's still areas of interest. I'm still going to leave them on my chart, at least for now. Tomorrow morning, maybe I'll mark some stuff up, clean it up. But I don't have a clean way to invalidate this trade. I think it's totally okay to come back down before continuing higher. I'm not looking short from up here again, which would be the only immediate play, would be a short play. Again, because we are so bullish, we are tapping against these. I would be looking for a long over here. Don't really want to be short just down to this level. I'm not going to be short all the way down to VWAP. That's not the play that I'm looking for. And I got chewed up looking short on this market today. So don't need to get beat up by Dow more than once. So if you guys got questions, if you have girl problems, I feel bad for you. Every time I say if you have questions, I think of that Jay-Z song. Feel free to ask in Discord, man. B Ninja, if you're on here, I don't know what that link was that somebody posted in Discord. It's a free community, man. I have 1,300 people. What do I have? Yeah, almost 1,300 people in here. It's open. The link is open for everybody to join. I get scammers left and right. Good disclaimer there. I don't have anything to do with crypto. I'm not on TikTok, LinkedIn, or Facebook. I'm not going to DM you. I'm not going to send you a friend request. I have one paid program. It's working with me in my one-on-one coaching program. And you have to be here for free first and then book a free 30-minute call where we talk face-to-face like this. Anything else is BS. I'm not going to invite you to my crypto pump and dump group and just ask you to send money to a wallet. I literally I won't DM you first in my name on Discord to try to prevent this stuff from happening. And people still fall for it. So be smart, guys. You know, I don't have anything to do with crypto or VIP signals or group or special secret strategy room. All the messages these guys send are ridiculous. But I'm not going to DM you first. I'm not going to friend you first, especially in Discord. That's mainly where it is. And I'm not on TikTok. They're super active on TikTok. Very frustrating. Using my name and face and all the videos. They're kind of idiots because they post the don't fall for scam videos also. So they're not great at scamming, but it's worth noting that. Do we have any other crazy questions from yesterday? No. Talking about the hurricane, man. As you can see, I'm in a different spot. If you hopped on late, thank you for being here. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I'm just an idiot on YouTube. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. Anything I say or do is not a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. It's for entertainment purposes only. Read the full disclaimer in the bottom of this video and on my site, realdealfutures.com. And if you hopped on late and you see the background is different, I'm in a completely different spot. Got a whole new trade station set up just for this week. We're going to stay on the charts. We're going to keep trading while I am evading this hurricane that is barreling towards my area. So I'll let you know how that goes for next week. For this week, I'm set up through Friday. Shouldn't be really disrupted or anything on the charts. This morning was a little bit hectic trying to get this all set up. But Top Step TV tomorrow for fast markets. Hyped about that. Top Step TV Friday for Power Hour. And then I'm going to go and run a 50-mile ultra marathon on Saturday. And then probably collapse and cry that my house is gone and in the ocean down in Florida. So we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you guys updated. But for now, we're watching Dow. We are checking this out. What are we doing here with... Nah. Again, just scoping out Bookmap, guys. Really nothing. Not much to work with. Nothing crazy. Feeling like the slowdown before the 2 p.m. news. Let's look at news together while we're on here. Just hanging out. We'll keep it trading related. Again, you guys got questions, feel free to ask in the Discord. This will be checking out. Oh, I got the YouTube live chat on. I didn't even realize. All right, well, I'll take some selective questions from the YouTube live chat because it's been full of trolls and the same person that just hops in and is mad disruptive. What's good, man? What's good? Switch to YM. I talked about that a lot, man. I won't go through a crazy description to that one. Watch the last couple of of live sessions. It will take me too long to go through the detailed reasons behind it. Been some great trading in my practice accounts. Nice. Mike Z trading practice accounts. What's going on, man? Rob Trades, what's up? You can try Edgeful for free. Link in the description of this video to check out Edgeful for free. I believe it is $49 a month if you were just going to go and outright buy it. Let me see if I can get the actual number on that. I think it's $49 a month. But yeah, check it out. Check it out on their site. Don't take my word for it. Just head right there through my link or anywhere else. Again, partner with Edgeful, partner with Bookmap. Disclaimers on that as well in the description. Looking at news, man. Looking at news for the rest of the week. We've got 2 p.m. today, FOMC meeting minutes. This is a red folder news event. I would expect some volatility right around this time frame. That's why, I don't need to create a why behind everything. Maybe we're just seeing some more slowdown. Again, this was kind of just slow trickle to the upside and even now to the downside. But maybe we're getting anticipation for that. I didn't really want to hop on it, right after that and start trading. Not a great time frame to trade. Looking outward, we got some red folder news at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. That will be interesting. Could be volatile around the open when I'm on TopStep TV. We'll see. Red folder news day in the morning, not as bad, right? Like you don't have to trade through a 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. News event, but sometimes it creates wild structure, right? Like you could be coming into the open and here is our 9:30 candle today. Instead of having this nice clean structure to trade off of, kind of just slow moving, you might have some insane news wick. I wouldn't expect it to be that big, but some really, really big news wick that can just put price in the middle of large areas of structure, and it can make it difficult to trade, or at least structure risk in a way that makes sense. So we'll see what that looks like. I'm not super, super excited about that for tomorrow morning, but we will see. Same on Friday. We got some more 8:30 a.m. and 10 a.m. orange folder. Nothing crazy. Holiday on Monday. What is it, Columbus Day or something? Does it say what it is actually on forexfactory.com? Yeah, Columbus Day. Nice. Markets closed on... wonder if futures markets will be closed. I'll have to check that out. Posting... I won't trade Monday. I definitely won't trade it. Open on Columbus Day. But I'm not going to trade a holiday, man. Bond market's closed, bank holiday. I'm not looking to trade it. TopStep or your preferred broker or prop firm might have additional rules against that or around that. But we look good for Monday actually on the calendar. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Maybe. I don't want to speak too soon. Probably not going to trade around a U.S. holiday. I don't find it to be helpful. Don't find it to be great market structure and price action, and not helpful to my P&L. So we'll see about Monday. But that's what we're looking at, man. Again, 2 p.m. red folder. If you're in trades, you're holding trades into the afternoon, I'd be cautious of that for sure. And again, kind of just slow moving drift to the downside after these larger movements to the upside here. That's a nice move out of Dow, man. Higher time frame perspective, just talking about it while we're hanging here. Yeah, stream still looks good. Really right up at around these highs, right? If I had to look at this somewhat objectively, this here was looking pretty bearish. We really didn't get this structure on NASDAQ and ES. You can tell I've been paying attention to them because I know that we didn't get this crack below the lows. ES and NASDAQ stayed a little bit higher. This one looked pretty damn bearish as we came down, chopped back and forth around, a lot of volatility, and now we got this big move back up to the upside. I'm really interested to see, are we going to run to these highs? Are we going to crack above the highs? What's coming next for Dow? I don't love to try to form a just to speculate on higher time frames. I don't find it super helpful. I like to be aware of where we're at in the higher time frame structure, or at least middle time frame zoomed out like I am here on the 15-minute. Are we really bouncing between a range like this, right? Are we putting lows in multiple times without going lower? Are we putting highs in up here multiple times without going higher? Or are we trending, right? Are we looking at something like this, where, just highlighting this stuff for you guys, where we are really nicely, cleanly trending to the upside? We got day over day, higher highs pushing or coming down to the downside. So this has been pretty choppy, consolidating. I've been able to work on it pretty well, honestly, since coming over to Dow. Definitely exception today. But again, anticipating a little bit more of that rangy movement. That's part of taking sells as we're moving up. But now, do we continue to the upside? Do we crack this high? Do we go and test this high? Do we just fall right back down and it's a sweep above all of these highs up here? I was too aggressive down here, and we're just going to continue chopping around, and sells from up here would have been in store. I don't know, and I don't need to know. I'm going to wait to see what happens. For tomorrow, again, I'll be aware that we got 8:30 a.m. We got 2 p.m., so I'll probably check the markets, just take a look later on, see what happened on that 2 p.m. news, if it indeed did kick price in any direction. And then tomorrow morning, I'll watch what happens after that 8:30 a.m. red folder news. Get a feel for it. Hopefully structure is not completely crazy, and go to work on Dow, man. But yeah, this isn't looking beautiful, man. I've had a lot of no trade days here on YouTube. I talked about that. I'm not just going to put trades on just to put them on. I was getting really zoomed in, really trying to do it. Starting to just force trades for the sake of live trading, and that's not good. That's not going to work. So I'm thinking, well, I won't even say it, but I'm going to test some different times of these live streams. So power hour for right now, that's some volatility. I get some trades on during power hour. That should be interesting. Again, hopped on today early, wanted to test this whole setup and not be stuck trading after whatever the heck happens at 2 p.m. But going into next week, I'll be looking at power hour. Maybe I'll be testing some other times for you guys. Want to get live trading in with you here. And not a whole lot to work with right now, man. Not a whole lot. Mike Z, man. Go ahead and just make sure this doesn't make more sounds. In Discord, man. What's your thought on practice account trading? I've been making great trades and trying to be more vigilant on my entries, but it seems to make me overtrade. I literally lost 5K 3 times today. I feel like it might not be good. Yeah, so thoughts on practice trading, demo account trading. It's good up to a certain point, right? I think once you gain the basic experience, let me start from scratch. Everybody should be starting on demo. I keep looking left because that's where my camera usually is, but it's up above here. Everybody should be starting on demo. Just gonna watch this now, guys. Hang on. I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that question. Again, we come down into this zone. I don't want to aggressively take it. I recognize these are the highs up here that we kind of bounced and now we're coming back down into. I don't love this long right now. But again, the easy saying and the way that I trade Dow, even more so than ES, NASDAQ would probably fit this bill. Best said by Dr. David Paul, who passed. One of Tom Hogarth's really, they work together a lot. Fade the short-term trend in favor of the long-term trend. So if we are trending up, I want to fade the short-term trend to the downside. I want to be buying as we're coming down, looking for that to continue to the upside. That's my more aggressive entries. If I think we're moving up, I'm going to look to fade the move to the downside. I'm going to be buying as we're coming down. Same thing. I think if we're coming back down and we are moving up on the short term, I'm going to look to fade that short-term trend to the upside. So we do have this movement to the downside for quite a while right now. Not looking to jump in long right away. We're talking about an hour here to the downside. But this is an area of interest for me. Looking at the 15-minute, this discretionary area of interest. Very simple. Stupidly simple, guys. I saw a lot of highs up here and big reactions. Sue me. We got a resistance zone there, or what I would mark as a resistance zone. Again, area of interest. You can call it order block, supply and demand, random rectangle, whatever you want. But I'm looking at that level to see what happens as we get down here. I'm interested in that area. And as we get closer, I just want to pay attention. Again, I'd like to get a trade on here. You know, we're in combine. See if we can't get some movement. Nothing crazy showing on Bookmap here. Again, really not, man. Just thin. Thin book outside of this algorithmic stuff that is above and below price. Yeah, I don't know that we're gonna see. Yeah, let's go back to some Discord questions. Yeah, man. So talking about the practice account. Here's my thoughts. And again, you know, this is just my opinion. Other guys can have different opinions on this, and I think there's plenty of schools of thought. So, you know, take this as you will. I think demo accounts are great up front. If you have no experience or very little experience trading, you have no business putting money on the line. Just learn for free, right? Make all your mistakes, get comfortable. Maybe even when switching to a different market or different platform, you know, keep it on risk-free mode. Once you gain all of that knowledge, you have a system, you have risk management down, you have some psychology and mental down, mindset stuff down, putting some skin in the game is going to make sense, right? Because that's a huge part of trading, is having real risk on in the market and then being able to manage that. Most guys find that they can trade like absolute heroes in demo. It's on easy mode, right? No risk on the line. You can run it up. You can take big drawdown. You know, you can do whatever you need to do. You're not worried about the P&L, and you know you'll just make money. Different thing happens when you move into a live account or a combine or an XFA for what we're talking about here. So I'm a fan of putting really small risk on the line. Scale it really slowly. Maybe look at one 50K account for $50 or less if it's on sale, or a live account with a super duper small amount of money, you know? So you have some skin in the game, and then see how that feels. Watch the pieces of the puzzle change there, and then try to make progress, and then, you know, scale up from there. Jumping back to a practice account, again, unless you're testing something different, unless you're completely just trying something out different, or like you're blowing off steam. Like some guys use it like that. Like if they feel like they're going to go on tilt, they go on tilt in a practice account. I could see doing that, you know, that type of deal. But for the most part, I'd say you're probably past that point, Mike. Made and lost a lot in practice today. Probably past that point. If you find yourself struggling and losing money and you are just not confident and you're not feeling like you have an edge, go back to demo, you know, and there's not a problem with that. So I don't want to say it's always completely off the board. Like if you are just bleeding money, take your ass back to demo, get some progress rolling, and then start the process over. Practicing scaling in and out. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay to do. You know, if you're working on something completely different and you're back testing it and you have no idea how it's going to work in the live market, you don't have to spend money to figure out if that's going to work or not. You can do that on demo, but be aware that you have no risk on the line. And a huge part, if not the biggest part of trading from a mindset and psychology side, is the psychology of managing risk in the markets. So, you know, be aware of that, and that's the next step that you will have to take, and be ready to take that next step. Seems like where I struggle in XFAs, bad timing and such. Yeah, man, I feel that. You know, a lot of times that happens, right? Guys are great in combines, or they start to be okay in combines, and now new level of pressure with the XFAs, and, you know, we struggle. That type of a deal. So again, it's just taking it slow, keeping risk controlled, start it slowly, scale it slowly, that type of a deal. If you're just in practice accounts and making and losing 5K 3 times in a day, you are you're taking on too much risk. You're not trading the way that you would be trading in a live account. So, that's what I would say is probably you want to be trading the way that you're going to trade in the combine or the XFA or the live account when you're trading on demo. Put the balance the same, keep the risk the same. Don't pull all these crazy moves that you would never pull, because then it's just not helpful. You are just learning a different way to trade, and you're not going to trade that way. You're not going to trade that way. So, that's not terribly helpful. Yeah. Nice setup, I think. Yeah, man. Let's see. How was your week till now in profit? Break even until today, man. Pretty much break even. Small red Monday, small green yesterday, and then larger red today. So red on the week right now, coming into Wednesday. Got some time on Thursday and Friday. We'll see. But yeah, up 100 on the week. Nice, brother. Nice, man. Yeah, keep it rolling, man. Keep it rolling. Again, for me personally, more aggressive in XFAs. I talk about this stuff. I show you guys the stuff. Really poor, but I survived the week. Yeah, man. This market's been tough overall, right? Like I've talked about this. And Mike, you're saying, just bad timing in XFAs. Looking at ES, right? Let's go back. And let me preface it with this, right? No excuses for the market and your trading results. You're responsible for your trading results, and somebody killed it when I struggled, So like I will say that up front. But moving into XFAs, dealing with some of this right here, and even some of this right here. Wait, was this the move overnight? Yeah, dude. Dealing with this right here. Tough. Tough, man. As you zoom in on this, a lot of fake outs, a lot of back and forth choppy movement, a lot of consolidation, not a lot of trend and direction developing, movements overnight through Asia, big news movements, and then no reaction, and then big movements overnight. For me personally, the way that I trade, this was difficult. This was tough. Now, that's part of trading. That happens, right? That's where risk management comes in. Your system's not going to work every day, right? Especially if you're operating with a modest win rate like me. I'm not going to be in the 70, 80%. Most guys I don't find are, but I'm going to be pretty decently below that. A little bit more when I'm right than when I'm wrong. You have to be able to withstand the times of the market where it's just not going to play nice with you. It's going to take you out. You're going to go on losing streaks, or you're just going to have a lot of back and forth break even. It can feel like bad timing. It can feel like a change of conditions. We were coming off of some really, really bullish structure looking left, some really, really nice volatility coming into August to the downside. This was absolutely beautiful. I caught sells all the way down and just racked up max profit days if you go back and look at Discord. So the market, just doesn't always work with you. You're going to have times where your system, your approach, right? Because I'm not going to preach one best, but maybe you're trading reversals and it's going to trend. Maybe you're trading trend and it's just going to be back and forth reversals. Market's not always going to work with you. So there's times in the markets, Mike, where, it just does feel like bad timing. So what you can do about that is set your risk management plan. Understand your basic risk to reward and win rate. Basic, because you're going to deal with big positive and negative variance. And most guys do not have the sample size that they really need to understand what their win rate and risk to reward will look like over a large number of trades. But understand the basics and be conservative with it, and then fully accept that risk that you're putting on the markets. Again, like when I'm going to trade these XFAs, as I moved from being very conservative when I got all five slowly, and then traded them very slowly, very back and forth through August and September. Now I'm ramping up, right? Want to move into the 150Ks, don't want the DLL, all that good stuff. I'm going to accept the risk that I put on, like I did today, as I scaled up, and know that I don't know the outcome of next trade. Every movement in the market is random to a degree, and I can have a statistical, quantifiable outcome and edge in the markets over a large number of trades, but I don't know what's going to happen on that next one. I have no idea right away when I put that one on. I have a bias, I have a way to structure risk, I have a reason to put that trade on. That's all fine and well. The market can do whatever the hell it wants to do after I put that trade on. So fully accept that risk management plan, the risk you're putting on for each trade, and just sit back and let the numbers work out. And if you're risking enough where you are at risk blowing the account in a few trades, in a few days, in weeks, whatever it is, write that down on a piece of paper, right? Acknowledge it up front. Given my risk to reward and win rate, I'm likely not going to survive a bad losing streak, or I'm not going to survive really unfavorable market conditions where I just take a number of consecutive losses without getting wins. If you don't want that to happen, and a lot of guys don't, understand, how conservative you have to be. Now, there's a limit, right? And this is where it gets tricky in prop firms. There's a limit to how conservative you can be if you're shooting for $200 days, right? You're not going to size down, for just an extreme example, and risk $20 to make $40 because it would take a boatload of consecutive winners to hit a $200 green day. You need 5 $200 green days to even qualify for a payout. And most guys are shooting for $1,000, a couple $1,000 in a payout, right? Understand the risk capital that you're working with. $2,000 in a 50K combine, $4,500 in a 150K combine. How much money are you looking to make? Are you looking to double the account? Are you looking to make $2,000 or $4,000 and be able to take a $2,000 withdrawal? That's a big task. And recognize that if you're going to put that kind of risk on, that's going to generate that type of reward, you're probably going to be at risk of blowing the account. So having a understanding like of what the risk is of blowing the account, what your risk is through a bad losing streak. I think it's important. I think it's important to do. And again, I talk about that stuff, right? Like as I'm going to get more aggressive in these, I'm going to tell you I'm at risk for losing them for sure. I got more on backup. I have my reasons why. I'm ready to invest more in combines and resets and XFAs, get to the 150s and start pressing them. Personal choice, right? But I'm aware of that. If you want to trade them conservatively, you want to grab one or two, or just one and start it slow, that's cool. But have a realistic expectation for the reward, right? Probably not going to be shooting for that multiple $1,000 payout on that one account, unless you take a really, really long time to grow it very slowly, that type of deal. And again, I'll go back and preface this. A lot of different schools of thought on that. No wrong way to do it. Some guys will prefer a much more conservative approach. Some will prefer much more aggressive. I think there's extreme levels where it starts to not make sense, where you're just YOLOing stuff and running up a tab with TopStep or whatever your prop firm is, or Apex is the one that everybody likes to do that with, or you're way too conservative and it's going to take you a year to pass one combine, or a year to move the thing into profit. But everybody's in a different financial space, right? Just like we would be on a different live size account. Maybe some guys are going to trade with a couple $100. Maybe guys are going to trade with a couple $100,000. Same with prop firms. What's your initial investment going to be? What is your risk capital up front? And that's kind of the bigger picture of risk management. If you say, I want to limit my investment to around $500 to start with a prop firm, you probably shouldn't be expecting $10,000 payouts. If you say, I'm willing to invest $5,000, $7,500 in larger size accounts, I'm going to trade packs of 5 at a time. I'm likely going to fail some. I'm likely going to lose some XFAs on the way to these larger payouts. Yeah, more reasonable expectation that you're going to push for larger payouts in a faster amount of time. But that's what goes on behind the scenes, and I think a lot of guys aren't aware of that, and it's just not really understood to a degree. And I think it can be helpful to set expectations. I see some people, I'm not going to name, I don't know who that is. I'm not going to name anyway, but there's a million traders. He's making money, but looks like he's gambling. And I make 100 in a week. Maybe I have to see it on the long run. Yeah, no, man. So it just depends, I love TopStep, but that $200 days is tough. But I went backward in between. Yeah, got it, but went backward in between. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, Mike, I got that. I got a handful of ones that are right there, like 4 days that are in break even or small loss. But I'll come back to that because it's important to think about with the 50Ks. And it's something that I only learned really once I got into the 50K. So I'll talk about that in a second. But young traders, again, you guys got questions? You're on the live. Hop in Discord. Free Discord. Links in the bio. The YouTube live chat is usually toxic as all hell, and I'm shutting it off. I'm usually shutting it off. there's a difference between gambling and just being really aggressive with prop firms. Some guys I think just straight up are gambling, but some guys are trading profitably, but they're trading very, very aggressively from a risk management perspective per account. Example, most of the guys that you see, the guys that are taking big payouts, not all of them, right? Some are very consistent. They have that leaderboard. They got guys that are on there and they hold on to live accounts and XFAs for long periods of time. So there's definitely exceptions. But a lot of guys, and you can actually see it because they're on and off the leaderboard, but a lot of guys are investing a large amount in XFAs and combines, knowing that they're not going to hold on to them for a long period of time, that they're going to blow them. They're going to use them as tools to get to larger payouts. They're not YOLOing 100 Apex accounts a day, but maybe they're going to trade 5 150K combines and fail multiple packs of 5 pretty quickly on the way to passing a pack of 5. And then when they get to that pack of 5, they're going to trade those XFAs aggressively, knowing that they're very likely to lose that. You see that with, the top traders from, all the prop firm guys, most of the prop firm guys. Some of them don't talk about that. They just show you the payout or they just show you the winning day. They don't hop on here like me and say, hey, here's the red day. Here's the loss after loss after loss and break even, no wins. But some of them do, right? Like Nick for a Tick was talking about it. A lot of the guys from Top Step talk about it. They talk about having 20, XFAs on backup. They've passed 20 accounts. Why would you need to do that if you weren't going to run through XFAs? So that's, to me, that's not gambling. That's just having a much larger initial and continual investment into your prop trading journey, right? And you can have higher expectations if you do that. Probably not for the beginner, not for somebody who doesn't have money to invest. That's definitely not the way. But that's what goes on a lot of times behind the scenes. Like the guys that are showing, multiple $10,000, $20,000, $100,000 days, again, for the most part, I think there's exceptions, but for the most part, that's not their first combine. That's not their first set of 5 combines. They've ran through a lot of them. And again, you get transparency with some guys, right? Like I see people on Twitter, some of it's just absolutely terrible, but some of it's really legit. Guys talking about, I blew through 20 150K Top Step combines. Like there was a gentleman on talking about he did $80,000 in August, and then he blew 20 XFAs, 20 or 15 150K XFAs. That's great. It's transparent. It's not great, but it's transparent. It's showing like kind of what's going on behind the scenes to get to that $80,000 payout. Because it's unreasonable to think I'm going to spend $50 and in 1 month in my 50K combine, I'm going to generate, $80,000. It's just, it's just not realistic expectations. So, no, you mean seems to have decent read on the markets. Just goes big in each move. Nice, man. Top step. Yeah, man. So, not to drone on too much about this, but it's important. I think it could be helpful for guys to really rationalize. And again, I don't want to sound like the Debbie Downer, right? Those people know they're going to blow the account. Yeah, for sure, right? And that's the way that I'm about to trade. That's the way I'm trading coming into these XFAs. I got a little bit more of a reason because I want to rotate into 150K. But, those guys are accepting. They're going to blow that account. They're not going to hold on to it. They're going to take, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 of risk on in a day or in a trade. You're not going to survive a few losses. But on the flip side, that's how you're going to get those $5,000, $10,000 days, right? It's taking on big risk. No risk, no reward, within reason and individual to everybody. That's kind of how I think this will work. Bigger risk for bigger payouts. Yeah, that's how it works. And again, I'll finish with this, guys. In trading, like with any other business, I think it's important to be talking about and having a larger risk management plan, right? Like you have a risk management plan for each account that you trade, whatever combine that you're in or whatever XFA. What's your risk per trade? What's your total risk per day? How many losers are you going to allow yourself before you cut yourself off? All of these questions. There should be a bigger risk management plan, which is if I'm going to trade prop accounts, how much am I willing to invest? Maybe it's like per month. How much am I going to spend? What's my cap? What's my limit? How much will I spend maybe in total, or how much will I spend per week or per month? What am I accepting here? And then with that investment, what's a reasonable expectation? If I gave one of you guys 20 grand to invest into 150K combines and resets and XFAs, you'd probably be able to pull a lot larger payout than if I gave you $100 and said you have $100, you're not gonna make it. $500, and you can get yourself to an XFA in 50K combines. So, that's the thought process there. And again, different for everybody, right? And by experience level. If you are, early stages of this, getting super aggressive doesn't make sense. Investing tons of money, just to blow combines, like that doesn't make sense. But if you're at a stage where you can pass them and maybe trade some things into profit and you want to get more aggressive, that's up to you. It just depends on your financial situation. The same way it would if you were trading a live account, right? For some guys, $1,000 is going to be a lot of money. For some guys, it's not, and $100,000 is not going to be a lot of money, right? There's huge ends of the spectrum. We're all on different, spots of the world and areas of our life. There's no shame in any of that, but have realistic expectations. That's the thought process. I'm happy if I keep mine a few months. Yeah, dude, I feel you. And I think you should do that first, right? Start conservative, Start conservative. Trade them slowly. Work through the kinks and feels. So, Mike, am I running really long on this? What's up, guys? If you hopped on late, I appreciate you being here. Feel free to hit like, hit subscribe. You don't have to do anything. This is free, and I'm on here almost every day. Top Step TV tomorrow. Fast markets in the morning, 9:30 a.m. tomorrow, and then 3 p.m. for Power Hour doing the reversal challenge as we watch Dow continue to push. But here's something interesting. No, 100%, brother. Not going anywhere just yet. The $200 days helps me mentally. Yeah, man. Yeah. Expectations, brother. It's just expectations. And again, I was very unrealistic expectations for a very long amount of time. You see these guys on social media. You see the guys on, taking huge payouts, or you see guys in live accounts making big money. What goes on behind it? And the same holds true for business, for athletics, for profession. No risk, no reward. The greater the risk, the greater the reward. So recognize when you're looking at how other guys are taking big payouts, maybe, or passing combines really rapidly, or, getting into multiple XFAs and copy trading them. They're probably working with a bigger bankroll than you. So be happy with your progress. Be happy with your expectations, or get your expectations in line, and think about these accounts from a risk capital perspective. This 50K combine is $2,000. That's what I'm trading here. Let's be realistic about it. That's the amount of money that I'm allowed to lose. How much am I going to be able to return if that's the amount of risk that I'm able to take on individually? Understand that piece. The $200 days. I want to talk about that real quick. I talked about it before, but I think it's interesting, man. And it's something that I really didn't recognize when I came to the 50Ks until I got into the XFA, and it was really right in my face. Understood the rules, understood all the nuances about it, but until you're actually doing it, like a lot of things, you don't really know how it's going to feel and work out. The 50K combine from TopStep has the best drawdown to profit ratio. You're allowed to lose $2,000 before they take the account, or you fail the account, and you have to make $3,000. And it's a $50 account combine fee. The 150K is not 3 times the amount of drawdown. It's not $6,000 in drawdown. It's $4,500. But the profit target is $9,000. It's 3 times the amount. So the profit target to drawdown ratio is worse. The thought process is that it's harder, right? You have to make more money relative to your risk capital. That all holds true. The XFA fee, the activation fee, is the same for both of them. So there's a little bit of an advantage taking the larger one there. But where it really comes into play is on that $200 day, $200 day, the consistency rule that you need with TopStep, right? So even after you pass, you get to the XFA, you're funded. You can't just hit a nice trade, make $1,000 and take out 500. You have to hit $200 winning days, 5 of them. In the 50K combine, you might want to scale down and start really conservative. it limits how much you can scale down, like I just talked about before. If you have to shoot for a $200 winning day, you probably don't want to be risking a really, really, really small amount. That $200 day is the same in the 150K account, right? You can risk a lot lower relative to the account size, the risk capital in the 150K account. You could be more conservative and shoot towards those $200 winning days. So that piece is an interesting dynamic in the Top Step, rule book. So I would encourage you to consider that. Another reason for me wanting to rotate out of the original 50K combines that I have, 50K XFAs that I have, 5 50K XFAs, they got rid of the DLL rule. I think that's awesome, especially if you're going to try to hold on to the accounts for a long period of time, which is what my initial plan was for these 5. Not having a daily loss limit and being able to set your own, especially in the 150K, gives you a lot of room to work with. As you start to scale up, right? Like maybe you run the thing into profit. You do start slow. You're going to hold on to it. That $1,000 a day is going to stay with you. Maybe you run your 50K into $5,000 in profit, and you're okay taking on, $1,500 risk for that day. You want to really size up, that's your style. You can't do that. It's going to cap you. So having that, greater flexibility, kind of taking those reins off, I like that as well. I'm a fan of that from Top Step. Nice, man. 5 promo. Oh, I got you. Nice, man. Yes, guys are on promo. I feel you. Promo on the Top Step Combine at super duper cheap prices. Yeah. Don't need to waste them. And the monthly payments from Top Step and Apex and the trailing threshold. Yeah, it's tough, man. These are the rules. Rules of engagement. Live account, you don't have any of that stuff. I think from a having to trade well and a risk parameter perspective, prop accounts are harder. They're objectively harder. If I put you in a 50K live account, obviously there's an enormous amount more risk. It's the whole amount of the account, so it's a completely different comparison. It's easier. It's easier to make $200 because you don't have a drawdown rule. You're able to just be flexible. You don't have consistency. You can there is no payout. You just take your money out. So, that type of deal. Big monthly fees aren't doable for at the moment. 100%, man. Yeah. Listen, dude, everybody different. I'm watching this thing pull back right to these highs and crack right to these lows and crack the high. Nothing else crazy on Bookmap. So just watching the market again, guys, while I'm talking with you here. Again, here's what I was looking at. Just didn't get my setup, right? Go back on the video. Go to the tape. Here's what I was looking at. Down into this zone. Again, I marked this level off right off of these highs here. But that's my discretionary level coming off of all of these highs right here that was tested multiple times as resistance. Didn't pull down there. That would have been a nice entry. Maybe we get this type of price action right down here. And what would my setup look like? That if I'm in the afternoon here, I'm not entering super aggressively. I'm going to wait for market structure and price action. That's what I'd be looking like, right? We pull back down, some kind of indication that we're getting ready to move higher. We kind of bottom out a bit. Now we got a big, nice engulfing candle to the upside. Stop loss right below the lows. But that setup didn't come for me, right? Am I super upset or angry? No setup, no trade. Otherwise, you're just chasing price all over the chart. But this does look like it wants to continue the move to the upside. So we'll see what happens at 2. So, but this was a great conversation, guys. I liked this one. I really did. I don't want to pay them. Well, yeah, you guys are funny. So I'll wrap it up. Listen, guys, realistic expectations. That's what I'll leave you with on this one. Understand what you're coming to the market with, and understand whether it's in prop firms or live accounts or even in business, right? Understand if you're working with limited capital to start, it's okay, man, right? Like you can really make some serious progress, but you're not going to compete initially with guys that have a huge bankroll and are able to fund tons of combines and XFAs on the way to huge payouts. Same thing in a live account. Think about it that way. If you're trying to scale from a few $1,000s and you're up against somebody with, a $500,000 account, your returns aren't going to be the same. It's just unreasonable. Same thing, man. If you're starting a t-shirt business, right, and you got $10,000 to start it, and I have $500,000 and I'm going to invest in influencers and marketing and, all of this, crazy exposure, the growth, the trajectory is going to be different. And that's okay. Doesn't mean you can't learn how to trade. Trading's scalable. You're always able to put more money behind it in the future. So wherever you're at, take it as it comes, man. And you don't have to blow a ton of money if you're learning, which a lot of guys are. Keep it small. Keep the risk controlled on the front end. You don't have to burn capital as you learn, and keep expectations realistic, man. Keep them realistic. In one 50K XFA or an account from Apex or anybody else, you shouldn't have this huge payout goal. It should be, in my humble opinion, if you want to hold on to the account and you don't want to run through it, you should understand what the risk capital is that you're working with, and you should structure your risk in a way that makes sense relative to that, based on your win rate and your risk to reward. If you're ready to size up, man, get ready to put money on the line and invest, just like anything else in this world. So I'll leave you guys with that, man. Great conversation. No trade session. Again, was looking for a buy off this area. Had the read of the market right, just did not get the setup. Down in this zone, and then a push up on that, something like along these lines would have got me in. 2 p.m. Eastern, red folder news, be aware of that. And I will see you guys tomorrow live on TopStep TV for fast markets. And then 3 p.m. on Friday doing the reversal challenge. It'll be super fun. If you don't know what that is, everybody is only able to hit the reverse button. You have to get into a NASDAQ position, and you can only go long or short for a designated amount of time. It's fun. Definitely not great trading, but a fun way to end the week, where most guys really don't want to be trading the last 10 minutes of the week. So, talk to you guys later. Thanks for being here, man. Glad this stream worked out so far. I'm hoping that you could see and hear me this whole time. If not, I guess I'll know about it after, man. Feel free, hit like, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow and Friday on TopStep. I'll keep you updated. Again, hopefully my home isn't absolutely destroyed based on this hurricane, and that my next week will be okay. I'll keep you guys updated in Discord. Hop in the free Discord if you're not already. You want to talk to me about coaching, hit me up, man. We can book a free 30-minute call to speak. Absolutely no pressure. I put almost everything out completely for free. And again, don't fall for scams, man. I don't want to manage your money. I don't do anything with crypto. I'm not on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, none of that crap. I'm not going to DM you first. I'm not going to friend request you. Don't fall for scams. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of the day. Be safe for that 2 o'clock time frame.